That's America's fault. That's Biden's fault. Biden, you should have never locked up their daddy, you and Bill Clinton, with 3 strikes. Kamala Harris, you still got some of my homies doing 75 years of life in the feds right now where you up there smiling with that motherfucking oppressor and our people dying on their feet. Okay? So we can't just look at the kids because the kids are the ones they going to throw out there to say, that's the problem. See, they did that. They bust the window. Motherfucker, do you know that sign that they got from Fendi come from an African tribe?
Gangster Chronicles players, this is not your average show.
I'm not expecting them to go back to the era when fools was riding up on beach cruisers with shotguns, blowing your head off and riding off, because they're in a different era. So you got to understand one thing about the youth today. They got adult problems. They got light bills, phone bill $400 a month, Netflix bill $400 a month. Mama want them out the house. They got grown folks' bills. It ain't like when me and you was growing up, a bowl of cereal and the Flintstones and get your ass whooped for coming home late. These kids got Kia bills. They got the rent $1,800 a month. They got a baby. One steak in the store at Vaughn's is $18. And let me give you another perfect example. You go into Ralph's or Vaughn's or Superior. You see the people coming out. They out of shape. They breathing hard. They fucked up on the walker. They arguing, pajama pants on with the slides and the shoes. Young girls ain't getting the Motown kit no more. They learn how to have some dignity and practice class distinction before you get on the stage. But then you go to Whole Foods. Everybody got on New Balance, baby right here, jumping in the Volvo, smiling. They get brown paper bags because them plastic bags is to hold all that sugar and that poison. You see the difference? Their mindset is different. So we have to not give up hope and teach our people what to do. By example, when you find a dirty glass, you put a clean one beside it to give them a choice. Because we're going to need that army of snotty-nosed Trevor and them with them knuckles. We need them. We need them. But if you look at that research that Jewish woman said in front of that council the other day, she said the biggest threat to Israel, and I got a gang of Jewish brothers and sisters that disagree with this. She said the biggest threat to America, to Israel, is not Hamas. It is not Al-Qaeda. It ain't COVID. It is the young black people in America. Look it up. And she was in Burbank. She was in Israel at a council where they got intellectual giants, social scientists. And that woman stood up, and you can Google it right now, and said the biggest threat to the country of Israel, the state of Israel, people that we support, is us. You know why? Because you busting that window in Beverly Hills. They say you doing home invasions. You're snatching chains. Because you're messing with their well-being. That's why we have to teach our children the E ratios. Economics versus earnings. Education versus entertainment. And if you don't give them a ratio, there's no common denominator from them to extrapolate or draw from.
You know what I see as the common denominator, man, is poverty. When you don't give a person a choice or make them feel hopeless, and they have a feeling of hopelessness.
Yeah, because everybody don't have the mentality to want change for themselves. You get me?
Because when you pour Eiht, you can't see nothing. I remember I grew up on the east side of Cleveland, and like you made a comment about L.A. L.A. is very deceptive. You got the palm trees. It's actually nice when you come out here. If you look at the average street in the South Central, it's a nice community compared to somewhere in Cleveland where you got a bunch of dirt plots, empty apartment buildings with the windows boarded up and you know, bottles stuck in the ground. It's just different. Am I right, B? It's a little different because you can see the poverty right there, right? I have friends that would stay in them apartment buildings, them abandoned buildings, they whole families, extension cord out the window, going to the pole, and they in there just like they supposed to be there. All right, homie, I'll see you later. He jumping off, moving the board, and going on the
freeway. This nigga's still crazy.
When you have, it's the truth. I'm just being real, dog. When you have poverty,
no bullshit,
and you hopeless, bro, and you don't have no money, we could do all the talking in the world and show them, but as long as they got them hunger pains in their stomach, and they feel hopeless, bro, we go see a pattern of the same going on and on again, just repeating itself.
Do you Do you attribute all the snatching and grabbing from the stores and all the high extensive? Do you attribute that to hunger pains, or do you attribute that to the fad of today?
A lot of that is just greed, I believe, man. And you know what? It's still hunger pains because, and I'm gonna let you talk about. I'm gonna let you land on this in a minute. But what I see today with the kids, right? And I don't want to turn this into a thing where we talk about the youth of the day because they're not too different than what we was, right? But,
Exactly.
But what we didn't have, we didn't have these illusions of grandeur on the television screen. Because these kids sit at home, they look at their phones right now. Information is more accessible than it's ever been in the history of the human race probably right now. You can literally go in something and type in something in Google and it's gonna give you the information. But they're not going to go seek the knowledge that he's talking about. They go on there and they look at, not just the music videos, but the movies. And they see these brothers just balling. And it's a similar situation to how it was when we grew up, except we saw the dude in the corner,
Exactly.
Cadillac on D's.
Exactly.
But this time, it's just 10 times bigger. Like, it's magnified 1,000,000 times bigger because now it's a dude pulling up in a Rolls Royce. He got a bunch of jewelry on. He got this. They want that. They don't even want to skip to the point of just getting a meal.
But I saw the hard worker, too. My mom went to work every day.
That wasn't attractive.
My father worked at General Motors till he died.
But was
I
that
saw
attractive?
the hard worker, but no. And we was middle class. Like I said, I grew up on Johnson Street. We wasn't rich. You get me? We didn't have a fancy car, none of that shit. But I saw the hard worker. Everybody, you get me? My family, my mom's and them, they came from Gulfport, Mississippi. They had the hard work mentality.
The hard
You
worker
get
looked
me?
like a sucker, though.
I saw the nigga down the street on Dayton's.
That's
on
what I'm saying.
Motherfucking center lines, the Nissan trucks, the bugs with the plush.
With a page on, with a beeper on, a knot full of money in this thing, and a bad bitch on the side.
That is what attracted me to, like, and then yeah, I saw the hard struggle of moms working 9 to 5 every day, and still at the end of the day, was hard to pay.
Man, what's
You
more
get me?
attractive to a youth?
All
Money or
that
self-truth?
working that she was doing, we ain't living in motherfucking Cerritos or Baldwin Hills.
So you look at that as a waste of
We-
time
I'm-
almost.
We living in the block in Compton with niggas coming through blasting every day.
Because
and she pulling us down on the floor from the bed because niggas is coming through blasting. So the honesty or the lifestyle of the 9 to 5, I was like, F that shit. It's a struggle. When I'm looking down the street, this nigga got a brand new motherfucking Elko, fresh off the lot at Felix, on brand new Dayton's and the Alpine and the EQ, the 6x9s, and a nigga in high
want
school.
Now just imagine, Eiht, that looked bigger than life, right? Imagine what these kids see now with these, like, and I call them optical illusions. I ain't just gonna say the rappers because it's the movies now, right? You see the dude, man, that's the baller on TV. This nigga don't never have a job or nothing on there. You know what I'm saying? It's an illusion, right? These kids see these illusions, man, and they're impatient. They don't want to wait. You could tell a kid, well, if you work hard, maybe one day. No, they want it right now.
Instant gratification.
We are in the age of instant gratification. I believe it started with the microwave oven. The moment, man, because I remember I put a burrito in the oven. I had to wait for 3 hours. Man, that motherfucker be done. I've been on Starve to death. You know them little cheap-ass frozen burritos? You'll wait 3 hours for that motherfucker. Later on, it was zzz, ding. A minute later, you got your thing. And then they put the drive-thrus in the restaurant. Can I take your order? Don't nobody want to wait for nothing. They want that motherfucker right now, dog. They want it right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now.
Well, you're absolutely right on two fronts, and you guys made some very valid points. Of course, we were raised by OGs and not IG. That's the first thing.
Definitely.
And the second thing is sometimes we have to really point the finger at the hidden hand, the person that hid and didn't hide the hand. And some of the problems of black people today coming from the greatness that we came, because they only talk to us about our shortcomings, slavery, getting your ass whooped, we took your shit. But our history and our greatness supersedes civilization. You know, after God, then he put us. Then he put the sun, moon, and stars and told them to bow down to the black man. So because our children know there's something deep in their psyche tells them that they're royal, that they deserve better, that they've been robbed, that that's your shit, that you know you can't get to it, that the homie down the block balling. It's deep in your psyche that's telling you, I'm not supposed to be poor. Because poverty is, they say in the Quran that poverty is worse than death. It's best to murder a man than to leave him in poverty. You dig what I'm saying? So when you get these type of situations where these kids is sitting back and they saying, my daddy died defeated, my grandma died defeated, but Bob at Bobley Hills High School, that punk motherfucker, he don't do shit, he got everything. Fuck it, I'm gonna rebel like the slaves did with Nat Turner. So that's a rebellion. That's America's fault. That's Biden's fault. Biden, you should have never locked up their daddy, you and Bill Clinton, with 3 strikes. Kamala Harris, you still got some of my homies doing 75 years of life in the feds right now where you up there smiling with that motherfucking oppressor and our people dying on their feet. Okay? So we can't just look at the kids because the kids are the ones they going to throw out there to say, that's the problem. See, they did that. They bust the window. Motherfucker, do you know that that sign that they got from Fendi come from an African tribe? Did you know them signs that they got for the biggest designer clothes they got, all them symbols come either from an Indian or African tribe? See, you got Africans with Fendi cutting their face with razors.
We don't know that information, man. We don't have, it's like we don't have access to a lot of that information to tell these kids their lineage because like you say, all we hear about is the slavery.
Right.
All we hear about is the slavery and they don't project positive black images, man. I'm going to tell you, Eiht, and you know this. That's why I always act like I'm somebody's father when I'm up here. You don't never see me doing a wild and out. And it's been to our detriment kind of that we choose not to do the bullshit, right?
Definitely.
You know, it's been, you know, we could probably make 10 times more money, man, by doing the crazy, the silly shit I refuse to because at the end of the day, I have some individuals walking around that wear my last name. He got individuals walking around wearing his last name. The last thing I would want somebody to do is, man, that's your daddy?
I just, you know, we are looked at already as in a negative light, especially when you come from the walks of life we come from. It's my reason for trying to be somewhat intelligent, articulate when you speak and you answer questions and you don't get involved with what's popularized today as far as the internet and content and the crazy. Because like I said, we already looked at as on the wrong side of the fence. So you got to be able to show motherfuckers that even though you come from that side of the tracks, your maturity shows that, you know, you can be able to avoid certain conflicts and mess and show people that we're not just the ignorant Negroes, that the picture is painted. You get me? You niggas came from poverty and gang banging and selling drugs and whatever. Y'all should be involved with what, you know, a lot of motherfuckers like to see the downfall of the black man. And the problem is a lot of it is a same color. You get me? I had to tell my homeboy one time, because he likes watching the shows where, you know, the bitches be fighting and the conflict and it's always some shit cracking and I'll be like, why are you interested in shit like that? Oh man, it's just so funny and it's so, you know, so-and-so got they ass whooped and then these motherfuckers start fighting and whoop-de-whoop. I said, that's why motherfuckers put them shows on TV, because they sit up and go, niggas love seeing niggas in bullshit.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.